Hi Glenn, that's a funny looking bike. What are you going to do with that?
What do you mean a funny looking bike? It's a Cycle Speedway bike.
I've never heard of Cycle Speedway. What's that?
Well, it's brilliant.
Cycle Speedway is no new sport. In fact, it dates back to the late 40s and early 50s, but it's changed a bit since then. These days, it's a sophisticated sport for riders of all ages. Clubs compete up and down the country, from Scotland down to Devon, in the British League. Racing takes place in the summer months on outdoor tracks. Riders often start as early as 10 or 11 years of age in schoolboy events. These are organised to make sure that riders compete within their own age group. Believe me though, competition is every bit as tough as the senior riders who race well into their 30s and sometimes 40s. Equipment needn't be expensive for newcomers. An elaborate racing bike is not needed to get the basic feel for the sport. In fact, one of the good things about Cycle Speedway is the simplicity of the bikes. You might think that racing round a track with no brakes and gears on a bike like this might be a little dangerous, but take it from me, these bikes are made with safety in mind. In fact, there's nothing on this machine that can be considered dangerous at all, because everything has been taken off. No brakes means no brake levers, so that means no cables as well, and they can't get in the way if you're going to have an accident. There's no pump pegs, there's no mud guards, everything completely stripped off of it, and it makes it a very safe machine, in fact. Now, you'll also notice that the handlebars seem a little bit strange. Well, you get used to those, and they're really designed so that you can get plenty of leverage and pull when you're going down the straights. Straight forks mean that the bike is nice and short. That again helps for cornering. You've got knobbly tyres on front and back, and that's for plenty of grip on the loose track. Down here, the cranks are a little bit longer than you'd normally expect, and you can see there, as I move the wheel, it's almost touching. And on the end of there's a pedal which is completely solid. It hasn't got any rat trap or anything like that. So again, safety in mind, and everything designed for the track. Talking of safety, the rules say that every rider must be protected, and that means that he must have his body and limbs covered. That means, of course, a racing jersey and trousers are essential. Also, of course, one of these, a nice hard helmet, that's going to protect your head. Gloves too are essential to protect your hands if you should have an accident. And of course, underneath all this, you're expected to have knee pads and elbow pads as well, and those two are going to offer you a nice protection should you come off on that loose surface. Tracks like this exist nationwide, and competitions range from the big British Championships right down to the local schoolboy tournaments. Mostly matches are held at weekends, with league racing on Sunday afternoons, but generally clubs have at least one midweek training evening. New riders are encouraged to come along to training sessions, and there is always loan equipment on hand so you can have a go, and what's more, it doesn't cost you anything. The tracks themselves are made of loose shell, a bit like a running track, so the surface is tricky to begin with, but soon you get used to cornering round the tight bends. It's the straights where you get your speed from, by pedalling as fast as you can. Every track is of similar shape, although they do vary in exact size, with some tighter than others. One thing common to all, though, is a concrete starting area midway down one straight. A lot of people think that one of the hardest things to master in Cycle Speedway is the actual start, but it's not as bad as it seems. All you need to do to begin with is to get set up comfortably. Now the pedals should be about level, you have this foot tucked in front of that pedal here. Now with the other foot, press down, and you're ready to stand up, a bit of balance, and now you're poised ready for the tapes to go up. And if you've got that right, you're off to a good start. So that's what Cycle Speedway is all about. Well, I hope you've enjoyed watching this film, and if you'd like a piece of the action for yourself, then why not go along to your local club? Failing that, of course, you can pick up a leaflet or a copy of the current handbook, and that'll tell you where to write for more information. Well, I think you should try it. You'll like it.